The Birth of Venus by Sandro Botticelli is an icon of the Italian Renaissance that is inaccurately titled, improbably executed, and universally loved. Depicting the Roman goddess of love and sex, it was most likely commissioned by a member of the House of Medici, who reigned over 15th century Florence, the city where the painting is now treasured in the collection of the Uffizi Gallery. Completed circa 1484 to 1486, the work measures 67.9 by 109.6 inches and is executed in tempera on 2 canvases that were stitched together before the artist began painting. The misleading title dates to the 19th century. In fact, the painting shows not the watery birth of Venus, but rather her arrival in a colossal scallop shell on the shores of Cyprus. This is Venus Anadyomene, a fully grown Venus rising from the sea. The positioning of her hands conveys her modesty. Venus is flanked on the left by Zephyr, the wind god, who blows her towards a safe harbor. He is assisted by what is thought to be Aura, a wind-made deity. On the shore, to the right, Venus is greeted by the Horror of Spring, a personification of the season, who prepares to wrap the goddess in a floral cloak. Roses, seen swirling around in the wind, are one of the signs of Venus. The representation of Venus in the shell reflects images from Roman antiquities, mosaics, and murals. However, her figure here is elongated and flowing, stylized in a Gothic rather than classical fashion. It has been suggested that Botticelli modeled his Venus on Simonetta Cataneo Vespucci, a Genoese noblewoman and celebrated Renaissance beauty, who had many Medici men in her thrall. Pentimenti reveals that there were originally sandals on the Horror's feet, an element later painted over. Seemingly, Botticelli was unconcerned with the budding Renaissance interest in realism and perspective. The scale of the waves is wrong, the figures don't cast shadows, and artistic license has even been taken with the bulrushes, pictured on the lower left, which are a freshwater variety. Precisely who commissioned the work remains a mystery. However, a clue lies in the laurel trees seen on the right. They, possibly, allude to the name Lorenzo, referring either to Lorenzo de' Medici, the ruler of Florence, or perhaps his cousin, Lorenzo di Pier Francesco de' Medici. What is known is that by the mid-16th century, the picture was hanging in the Via da Castello, the Medici's country retreat. Whatever the painting's origins, its legacy is certain. The birth of Venus has been referenced in street art and fashion shoots, in books and films, even in the adventures of James Bond. When Honey Rider emerges from the Jamaican waters in Dr. No, the agent is both shaken and stirred. The naked girl with the strands of fair hair reminded Bond of something. He searched his mind. Yes, she was Botticelli's Venus.